Please repeat after me. I don't give a...
Okay guys, welcome back. I'm super excited for this one because I recently discovered this YouTube account, and this person pulls all of the body positivity, you're fat phobic because you're thin videos off of TikTok and compiles them. They recently received a copyright strike from one of the TikTokers who got butthurt about this. So I'm going to leave the link in the description of this YouTube account. I want all of you guys to go follow them because this is like, it's monumentally entertaining to watch these. So this particular girl, Marissa, spews so much vitriol at people, and this girl lives in her victimhood like nobody else I've ever seen. Anyway, so the name of the YouTube account that does these compilations is called WokTok. So again, I'll leave the link in the description. Definitely go follow this person. I don't know if they're a guy or a girl, but they're great. So let's watch some of these and see what you guys think.
I hate people that work at the bank.
I hate people who bully and invalidate others because of their body size. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, who might be new, I used to be super morbidly obese. I think I was categorized as super morbidly obese. I was 310 pounds. So I have a problem with a lot of these TikToks because it's too much living in victimhood. So many of them are like I have a medical condition. You can't look at me and know if I'm healthy or not. I mean, there are studies that have recently come out saying you can't be fat and healthy. That you can't. That doesn't work like that. But me saying that, according to them, is fat phobic. So I guess science and medicine are fat phobic now.
I love when skinny girls are like, OMG, she's so fat. How does she get laid? It's like, sister, my whole body feel like a titty.
Okay.
You know, boyfriends and girlfriends are gonna come and
Okay, people are gonna come and go.
go, but this is for life.
Being hot AF is for life. So, I mean, I think it's great. Everybody should have body confidence and self-confidence, and I do believe there's someone for everyone, and there are definitely people who are attracted to fat bodies, which is totally cool. I was married as 310 pounds, and my husband at the time, and I had men who were attracted to me, who were trying to get my number and stuff. So like, there is always someone for everyone. My whole thing is that it's just so incredibly unhealthy. And when so many of them say, well, here's my blood work and I'm metabolically healthy, it's also because most of these girls are in their 20s and they're young. So anyway, I do think it's good to be body positive as far as within yourself and to love yourself where you're at right now while you're trying to get healthy. If you notice, there's no morbidly obese, usually grandparents. So she's saying, someone's saying to her, you're fat, as it's derogatory.
Okay.
Bruh, this is the 4th account in like...
Okay, girl. So here is a taste of her account on TikTok.
Like a day and a half. Get a fucking hobby. My life is not that fucking interesting. Like, why are you so fucking obsessed with fat people? My god.
We've been talking, but
I mean, her whole account is about body positivity and fat positivity, and you're fat phobic, and acknowledge your privilege, and I'm such a victim, and life is so hard for me because I'm fat. And she puts herself, if you go to her account on TikTok, however long you can handle it, because I get very upset and I can't watch any more of it. But she compares herself to people of color and people with disfigurements. And that pisses me off, because you're not born fat. We do these things to ourselves. And to put yourself in a category with people who can't change whatever it is, you can't change your skin color and you can't change your disfigurement, but you put yourself in the marginalized category, that pisses me off. So when a guy I was dating refused to take me out or tell his friends because of the way I looked.
Knows I exist. I was scrolling through your IG while we ain't got no pics. You tryna keep us a secret while you ain't posting me. Oh, I get it. You don't want your other hoes to see.
So, I mean, that can happen to you if you're skinny or fat, you know. So one more heartbreak until I turn into her. Now that's cold-blooded. That's a terrible friend.
So I've seen a lot of people respond to this video and stuff and give their own messages, which have all been very nice and everything. And I just thought I would give my 2 cents in here, since I have personal kind of experience on this.
So to start off, 1, she is fat phobic, 100%. That is fat phobic behavior.
I mean, that's pretty cruel. It was cruel.
You're thinking of your
I feel like the word fat phobic has been so overused that it doesn't feel like it means anything anymore, you know?
friend like that, of your
I mean, I think her friend is just a bitch.
friend like that is fat phobic, and it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable to treat your friend like that, but it's also not acceptable to treat a fucking human being.
I 100% agree with her. It's bullshit, and it was low, and it's not funny.
Like that. Again, this is a perfect example of fat phobia and how fat people are not treated like people.
So, okay. There are shitty people in the world. The worst bullying I ever experienced in my life was not because of my weight. It was because of my red hair and freckles. And there was a guy I went to high school with, and we were ranch kids. They were kids who lived in the small town where our high school was, and then we were the outliers in the ranch communities. We lived in Wrangler Ranch, and his name was Curtis. And I won't say his last name, but Curtis, you know who you are. And he used to say something to me about my red hair that to this day I've never repeated because it's so derogatory. And you guys know, most of you do, that I cuss like a sailor. And so for me to be so disgusted by something someone said, that I won't repeat it, it's bad. But my point is, people are going to find anything they can about you if they think that it's something that's going to bother you, that it's a weakness, that they can get they can get a dig in. So whether it's your weight, your hair, the color of your skin, whatever, anything that's different about you compared to everyone else in your community or your group of people. People suck. So find people that support you and love you and surround yourself with them.
From what I've gathered, the fat phobic friend has privated her account, and the blonde lady has either deleted her account or also made it private. So who knows if you're gonna see this. But I just want to let you know that you do not have to put up with treatment like that.
Agreed.
You deserve so much better, and you deserve so much respect.
Okay. I remember I never took pictures because my belly grossed me out because it was big and it was doughy and mushy and gross and not normal. I'm happy my body produced 3 beautiful, perfect children, and I'm grateful for that. But having that was always been an insecurity of mine, and funny enough, my stomach's completely flat now. My stomach's completely flat now, and I still, like, that's still shocking to me, but she's doing this for the shock value of it. So it worked, because here we are.
My purse. Don't be afraid to shout it. That's my purse! Try it again. That's my purse! I don't know you!
I mean, if the suit doesn't cover the rolls, if that's the look you're going for, I mean, cool. But you know what? Like, she, on a complimentary note, she reminds me of, like, a plus-size Princess Jasmine. Like, she's beautiful. She's really beautiful. And you know what? If this is your jam, cool. And more power to you. I just, as I've gotten down the rabbit hole of these body positive, health at every size, fat positivity people, they start bullying straight size people. And they're like, there is no skinny shaming. That doesn't exist. Yeah, it does, because several years ago when I got really sick, okay, so like this morning I was 138.5. And when I got really sick, I was in the 120s, and I was wearing a size 2, and size 2s were even like getting loose. I got skinny shamed. Why don't you eat a cheeseburger? Are you even eating? Why have you dropped so much weight? Those bones don't look good like that. And it's like, dude, I'm fucking sick. Like, can you not? So skinny shaming does happen. And as I've gone, like I said, as I've watched more and more of these, they will argue that skinny shaming and fat shaming are not the same. And it's always like, you know, you ever have people where you, like, say you come in and go, oh my God, I got in a car accident this weekend, I broke my leg. And they go, oh, well, that's nothing. I got in a car accident and broke both my legs, broke my back. And they go, it's got to always be one-upped. That's what I kind of feel like is happening within this community. Like, oh, well, we have it worse than you, so step aside. It's just bullshit.
Hello there, this is just a friendly reminder that the guilt and the shame you feel after eating is not actually your fault. That is the aftermath of being brainwashed by diet culture.
Okay, we're gonna look this up, because I again, that's another word that I absolutely, or phrase that I hate. Diet culture. If I could type, we're gonna define diet culture. Diet culture refers to a set of beliefs that values thinness, appearance, and shape above health and well-being. Additionally, the concept places importance on restricting calories, normalizes negative self-talk, and labels certain foods as good and bad. Okay, so here's the thing. I personally, I'm not attracted to death or unwellness. And for me, when I see someone who has not taken care of themselves, and I think in this compilation, there's going to be this Scottish girl who does the What I Eat in a Days. And if you watch what they eat, 90% of these people eat absolute processed garbage. And if I'm not going to argue diet culture. I mean, if that's what they say it is, and that's what it is. But I do think it's important to limit your calories so that you stay at maintenance. And if you're trying to lose, go below maintenance by a couple hundred calories and lose it slowly. Like, I think being self-indulgent and just eating whatever the hell you want, drinking whatever the hell you want, that's suicide. That is slowly killing yourself. I don't understand why that concept is so offensive to them.
Sure. You have no reason to feel bad about nourishing your body.
Nourishing my body with a Big Mac is not a thing. How's that nourishment?
Maybe it is all a test. Cause I feel like I'm the worst, so I always act like I'm the best.
I mean, I agree. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, people are gonna troll you no matter what. you know, I had a couple people in my DMs. I posted that picture this weekend of me. We were taking Marcia and I and my daughter and son. We went out for dinner because it was my son Justice's birthday last week, and so Marcia wanted to treat him to Texas Roadhouse, and I wore this really pretty, just a white bodycon dress that like went past my knees, and it was sleeveless, and I posted a picture of me flexing in it in the bathroom, and I was feeling myself, so I posted it. And I had a couple guys slide in my DMs and just tell me that I was starting to look too masculine, and I was like, thank you. Yeah, people are always going to criticize you no matter what. Okay, so on to Ginny. Just a fat girl on your For You page, loving herself and loving her body. Okay, so here's a funny thing. Look at her. People like Sonali Rachatoire would say to her that you have privilege because you're not super fat or infini fat. Like, the fats rank themselves and then will say like, okay, you need to sit down because you still have some thin privilege. It reminds me, the classism reminds me of, I watched that special a few years ago that Oprah did on colorism, and talking about within the Black community, how they look at each other if they're dark or light within their own culture. This is what's happening within the fat community, saying, oh, well, you're not fat enough to speak on this. And it's...
Here we go again.
It's crazy. I mean, and love your body. Being unapologetically herself and thinking she's hot. Cool. Love it. Love that for you. That's great. I'm sure your partner appreciates it. Lord knows, I wish I had more body confidence now. I keep feeling like, okay, my body fat will get to this. And it gets to like 19% was my goal. I hit 19%. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I can hit 15% by Jamaica. So like, I'm working really hard with Helly. I'm working really hard with Marcia. Like, I'm doing all this freaking cardio, which most of you know I hate cardio. And I wish I did have more body confidence. And I'm sure it goes back to my mother. I still have things my mother was only in my life till I was 9, and she's still in my head. You know, I remember being like 11, 12, and my Uncle Dan saying, no man's ever going to want you unless you lose weight. Men don't like fat women. So definitely there's cultural things there, you know, how you're brought up and what's told to you. And then I do think you do have societal norms. You know, I read, you know, Teen Vogue and looked at all those magazines and was like, damn, I wish I could look like her. So I do think, obviously, as a society, there are norms. I don't think, though, that obesity is a norm. I don't think that heroin chic is a norm either. So.
Go babies, go babies.
Just a reminder that weight loss is not a determinant for existing. Of course it's not. Okay, so here's the thing. I want to know who is saying this to them. Who is saying to them that you're not worth existing if you don't lose weight? I mean, I never had anybody say that to me when I was morbidly obese. I never did. I never felt that way. I got my job with State Farm. The last agent I was with, I worked for a couple different agents. The last agent I was with, hi Chris, he hired me when I was 310 pounds. Like, it was a week before my weight loss surgery, he hired me. And he hired me because he knew I could do the job. He knew I was good with people. He knew I could sell insurance. So that's why he hired me. I never felt discriminated against. Now, I will say, I had my weight loss surgery, I lost my weight, and then I left State Farm and I went to work for the electrical contractor. And I'm pretty sure me being thin and good looking, I'm not saying I'm good looking, I was 30 then, being thin and young and good looking definitely helped, but I also proved myself. So, yeah, I mean, good looks definitely do help in life. I mean, studies have proven that. But also, I'm not going to let them say that, oh, my life has been so hard and I haven't been able to get ahead or do anything because I'm fat. Because that's bullshit. Because I did get ahead while I was fat. I never had a problem getting a job. I never had a problem getting promoted. So that's just what I have to say about that.
Give me all your numbers so I can phone you.
So we're back to Marissa. Just a reminder, your body size does not determine your worth ever. And I agree with that. And I think that's a great message because I know, like I said, I've struggled. I've seen my kids struggle. And yeah, and I think that sometimes food has been used as like a punishment, like we'll withhold it from ourselves because maybe we feel like we don't deserve it or whatever, but that's not cool. Anyway, so when I realized that I don't need a snack because I'm already the tastiest one.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Okay.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Hi everyone, this is another.
So someone commented on poor Marissa's TikTok, can you stop glorifying obesity for one day?
Example of how people are so fat phobic that they actually believe that a person who happens to be fat, a person making their fucking breakfast is promoting obesity. Like, what? I'm sorry, how is me eating food for myself to fuel my body so that I don't die from starvation?
Okay, so Marissa, number one, you're a long way from dying from starvation. Do you guys remember when Amber Lynn was doing a video and she was like, I have to eat or I'll die. I think I could only live like 30 days. No, you could live a lot longer. There are people who do 100-day water fasts and, so I don't know what she had for breakfast that day. I mean, of course, everybody needs to eat and fuel their bodies. I would love to have seen what her breakfast was.
How is that promoting obesity? I'm literally living and existing. Like, this absolutely makes no sense to me. Plus, I had protein, I had healthy fats, and then there was fucking veggies and, like, I was eating lettuce. How is that promoting obesity? How is eating lettuce promoting obesity? And y'all really say that fat phobia doesn't exist, and y'all say that fat...
And she has to also realize that there are people who are absolutely trolling her because they can get a reaction out of her like this. I really think that you can go through her comment section and she has a lot of body positive women who support her, but she chooses to take the trolls and respond. Why? Because she gets more views that way, guys. I'm sure she's getting more views on stuff like this than she would if someone was like, oh my gosh, you go girl, and she made a video with that saying thanks. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Oppression doesn't exist, and y'all say that different people are not treated differently because of their bodies? Are you kidding me? Fat people's existences are literally invalidated for...
Here we go. Victimhood city. This is what pisses me off. I absolutely hate a victim mentality. Absolutely hate it. It pisses me off. You choose to allow yourself to be a victim. No one's invalidating her existence. Give me a fucking break. God, it's so dramatic.
For simply existing. Perfect example. Don't be like...
Yeah, so the name for the order is Lucy. L as in love yourself.
Okay, so the comment is, can you talk more about how diet culture is related to fascism?
U as in undieting. C as in, can you believe the concept of shrinking our bodies has its roots in racism because the white settlers of America could only justify enslaving other human beings by portraying them as animalistic and uncontrollable gluttons.
I talked to Danny last week and I said, hey, have you heard this, concept that fat phobia is rooted in racism? And he just looked at me, he goes, that's some lazy logic. Danny's black, by the way. Come on, like this is...
Which means that if the white settlers wanted to be morally superior and different, they had to shrink their bodies and control their food intake, which is kind of funny because the ideal body standard is...
Do you really think the Pilgrims were monitoring their body weight? Do you really think that was a thing? That they were so worried about shrinking their bodies to be superior? That just...
in Europe at the time was plus size, and this concept is covered extensively in the book by Sabrina.
Yeah, the rich people in Europe were plus size at the time because they had the money to eat food and sit around and gain weight because they didn't have to work manual labor jobs.
Strings called Fearing the Black Body. Yeah, the racist origins of fat phobia. And then it's why
white saviors are the worst, I feel like. Like, when you have guilt simply because you were born white, like, what the hell are you supposed to do without that? Like, did you enslave people? Did you personally do these things? Like, seriously? That's like saying every German should be apologizing for what Hitler did. You weren't Hitler. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's insane.
As in, you need to be better if you're a white person, including myself, to dismantle white supremacy and fat phobia in our culture. Got it? 15 minutes? Okay, cool. I'll see you then.
Okay, Lucy.
I'm so confused. How do you expect someone?
So, trying to supply her body with enough blood, her heart's going to give out, losing weight, making weight her healthy. I mean, okay, her heart is definitely working harder than it would be if she was within normal weight limits. That is true. And so she is wearing her heart out.
Who doesn't sleep and hasn't slept in years? Like, how do you expect that person to lose weight? How?
Okay, Marissa. I have insomnia horribly. When I first moved here to Vegas, Bob had to go to New Mexico for training, and I went 7 days with no sleep and got my ass put in the hospital. And I don't remember the hospital stay, sorry. I don't remember the hospital stay because I was drugged so I could sleep. This week, so Friday night, I got no sleep. And then I took a nap Saturday, 4.5 hours. And then Saturday night, I slept 10.5 hours. So, like, I have these horrible cycles of I don't sleep at all, then I sleep for 12 hours. You know what I mean? Like, my insomnia is legit ridiculous. And I have managed to lose a lot of weight. So, it's just an excuse.
How is that? I'll just leave that there. Okay, bye! Oh.
Don't forget to walk at least 30 minutes if you can, although I don't think so. I mean, I agree, walking is great exercise. I mean, it's, you know, it's gentle. You don't have to go out there and jog or run. I mean, swimming is even better, but...
We're up there. Oh no, is it behind me? Is it under my towels? Is it in my trash? Is it in my laundry? Is it
you realize how dramatic she's being now.
behind my mirror? Is it outside? Last time I forgot to check the hall. Is it out here? No, just the fridge. Is it over here? Not over here. I'm so... Where did it go? Where did it go? Is it in my freezer? What about my fridge? Oh, maybe it's in the toilet. Hello, are you in there?
Okay.
No, it's not in there.
The first time I saw that with the toilet seat's cracked. I found that ironic.
Either. Damn it. Oh wait, I forgot to check my trash. Hello, are you in there? Is it in Bertha? Bertha, is it in there? I can't seem to find it. Behind me again? I can't find it, but I can't find where the fuck. I asked you for health advice and your opinion on my body. I can't find where I asked for that. Don't come again.
McLovin.
I mean, okay, so I feel like when you put yourself out on the internet in a public space, people are going to have opinions, and of course people are ballsier behind a keyboard because they can put a fake picture, they can put a cartoon, they can put their pet as their avatar. So people are going to criticize you. I mean, it's just what it is. And again, she's feeding the trolls, because if you go through her comment section, her body positive friends are in there rooting for her, and she reacts to the trolls because she gets views.
No, you're not. No one's McLovin. McLovin's never existed because that's a made-up dumb...
Oh, hello there. This is just a friendly reminder that fat people do not owe you thinness or health. Okay.
Okay. on this one, fat people do not owe you fitness or health. Okay. So let's look at our healthcare system. And so many people want to go to like a single payer health insurance, for example, like the NHS in England, in the UK. Let's see. I'm going to look up how much obesity costs. Okay, how much does obesity cost taxpayers? Estimates of the medical cost of adult obesity in the United States range from $147 billion to nearly $210 billion a year. The majority of the spending is generated from treating obesity-related diseases such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease. This is from publichealth.gwu.edu, so School of Public Health and Services at the George Washington University. I'm going to send this to Justice so that he links this in the description as well. It's a 2-page thing showing. So you saying, I don't owe you thinness, okay, or health. So apparently I must owe you the right to stay obese and be a burden on the system, because this is costing every single one of us. And yeah, that's not cute. That's not a cute look. I mean, Harvard University economic costs, obesity prevention source. I mean, it's insane how much. Yeah, the estimated annual health care cost of obesity-related illnesses is a staggering $190.2 billion, or nearly 21% of annual medical spending in the United States. Childhood obesity alone is responsible for $14 billion in direct medical costs. So if it's causing a burden on the entire system, why is it wrong of any of us to say, hey, for the good of the whole, why don't you do what you can to get in shape or get into a healthy BMI range, a healthy weight range? These are the same people who said, get vaccinated or you're a piece of shit. I got vaccinated because I was tired of wearing a mask, being in lockdown, businesses being closed, and if that was my part so that the world could open back up, I did it. I didn't want to. I had COVID and fought it off with a weakened immune system, so I felt pretty confident, like, okay, I was fine. I still did it for the good of the whole. So how is that any different?
Thank you. Have a good day.
Oh, hello there. This is just a friendly reminder that the body positive movement is not a movement about your personal body image. It's not a movement about your own confidence. It's not even a movement about insecurity. So stop.
I love how she gatekeeps what it is to people. Yeah, she seems to be like the gatekeeper of all things body positive.
Centering yourself if that's what you think it's about. And stop centering yourselves if you're not a fucking marginalized person.
I absolutely hate that term. We're going to look it up. Marginalized. Okay. Marginalized, treated as insignificant or peripheral. Members of marginalized cultural groups. Again, that is something you don't have control of. You have control over the size of your body. Period. You're the only one who does.
And thank you.
Okay, sorry guys, that was me messing with the computer and then realizing I probably shouldn't have. So anyway, this was really hard for me to do because I just started like rage watching a bunch of these because, like I said, coming from someone who has been morbidly obese and now who loves fitness and everything. I don't expect everybody to be crazy like me and do 10 workouts a week. I don't expect that at all. But don't tell me that you can't lose weight because you don't sleep well, or that, don't tell me you're marginalized, because that's insulting to actual marginalized groups. And if you want to come for me and tell me I'm a piece of shit, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm happy to hear it. But I just want to say that if you feel like you can't lose weight, or there's something like, I know I felt that way when I was fat. I was like, I have done everything. There's nothing I can do. I promise you there is something you can do. So you can also reach out to me for that. All of my socials are in the description. My email should be in the description. It's tia_talks@gmail. So email me, message me on Instagram, leave a comment. I'm happy to help you, put you in the right direction. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Repeat after